Okay, we are back. Today we're working on something where I combine the etching and the painting. Mostly because I did the etching, I also forgot to record it. But it came out okay. But I was looking at going, I think I can make this look better. So let me mix a few things. So that was the idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the drawing gum here and go over. It's like a vintage style moon with some planets and some stars, a comet. It'll look pretty cool. But yeah, we're just gonna go over first and use our liquid frisket. That's the technical term, to paint over some of these spots. I'm also right now looking for a frisket, one of these that dries, not clear, more of a color or put opaqueness to it, because it can get a little complicated or confusing once it dries and you don't really know where it is. But either way, yeah. So we just did our basic things, and now I'm going over with the frisket, and then once that's all on and dry. So you have to go in and fix some stuff. Another thing I've learned with this, it has a tendency to run, like everything else apparently I use. But either way, I'm sure on a lot with this, you're not supposed to use it on the vertical surface. There we go. We get the thing on, and I'll take it outside. You can see in the corner there, yeah, this Krylon Sea Glass spray paint. I recorded it. It was just horrible footage, so still working on that one. But yeah, then we come back. Now I have a special chain just for painting these, like when I spray paint them. So, but yeah, now come back and I'll just peel off the frisket. Nothing too complicated. You'll get it. We'll watch. Okay, I'll be back in a minute and we'll talk about what I'm doing then. Okay, I'm back again real quick. You can see I'm having a bit of an issue getting it off at points. I think part of it is I let the paint dry a bit too much. Generally with masking, you want to pull the masking off, like with tape and film, a little bit while it's not quite 100% dry. Also, another thing I figured out as I went along, and on some other ones, if you can get a little bit started, either rub it with your thumb, or you can probably get a pretty good peel at points. Okay, just wanted to point that out to anybody playing along at home. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back again. I'm adding an extra line. I'll end up putting another one in around the moon. And I come through and put in some trim pieces around the foil on the bottom for a bit of separation, then I'll go in and add color. Same on the neck, even though I'll come back again and add even more around the neck. For, more what is it? Flair, I think is the restaurant. Used to be the restaurant term. And then we'll go through and we'll fill in. The moon and the stars, all of these points are already, I etched them with the etching cream. Like I said, it didn't quite come out like I wanted to. Although I did recently buy a sandblaster. See if that gives me a bit more definition once it gets here. But that'll have probably sometime after the holidays. But yeah, adding this bright white in so to give it a bit more of that opaqueness, It'll still be, light will still come through it, but it'll be a little bit more diffused. And then I fill in the stars and the planet and the comet and everything just over the glass that I etched. I did the same with the eye, so that blue eye really pops. But I think in the end I end up a bit too much on the eye, so But yeah, and here you can also see here on the planet and this comet where I'm just kind of inking or filling in like ink, like a little paint, mixing in a bit more so it flows together. And yeah, then we got the amber on the top and the bottom. Here we go. I think right now is where I come in after it. Yeah. Add another line on above and below the ones on the neck and the top and bottom. And then I divide those up into sections because they'll end up looking like gems. And then I went through, you can see the other line around the moon. Now I take some more white. I can't remember if this is bright or Snow White. We'll figure it out the minute when we see me fill it. If it looks more blue, we'll know what it was. And if it looks more white, then we'll really know what it is. But yeah, just kind of, I want to have like that moon glow, but also kind of like a old video game or certain stylized gradients where there's steps in between them. Now I'm going through with citrus yellow and I think flower yellow. So the two yellows, the citrus one, while a bit more on the orange side, is also noticeably more opaque than the other one. Yeah, and here we go. Yeah, so I'm going to go back in because I really flooded out these lead lines and I'm just going to fill them back in. One, so it gives it better definition, you can see it. And two, so it also holds the color I end up using, to actually fill in the mouth and eyes. I could have done this actually with leading, but I decided I wanted that, lower contrast. You see in some old books and illustrations. And yeah, just feeling these, I'm trying to figure out colors and patterns to mix. I think on the top one I use like royal blue and deep blue, and then I've got that violet purple and the purple. Yeah, here we go. I'm filling this in. This one's brown, yeah. My soda root beer brown. Having some highlights to the eyes. Those come out okay. I like the way that bit looks when the lights aren't on a bit more, but yeah. Okay, yeah, that was the bright white. You can see how it's just got a little bit more opacity versus, or not the Snow White, around the bright white. Center moon was bright light, and now we're putting on this this lighter yellow, and then we'll put it on the outside. You'll see it'll work out. But yeah, the bright white's much more opaque than the less opaque. Just a little, add a little bit of fog to it. Okay, you can watch me do it all here. All right, I'll be back here in a minute. We'll talk some more. Okay, I'm going to talk some more. So around this first edge around it, I ended up using amber. It's a bit more like a golden brown to over the yellow versus the others. Also, it is also very clear, but it looks really good when it dries. And then I'm using the purple on the outside line. It gives me kind of the look I'm thinking of as the light slowly, dissipates around the glow of the moon. Also, the lighter yellow, used on the moon and in the stars, is sun yellow. So that's the one that's more transparent and more, less orangey. And here I decided to fill in some of this blue with, because there's a lot of empty space. I was like, what can I do with it? So I ended up doing these concentric circles. Gives it a good old-timey star chart sort of look. I thought of some other ideas, like maybe a big spiral or vertical and horizontal, like longitude and latitude lines. But I'm really glad I stuck with this. This came out, filled up this, all this empty space and made it look really good. You don't have to fill up every bit, but sometimes I like the idea of not just having it filled, but also look like, if somebody actually made this out of stained glass, then those circles would be, like where the leading is that connects everything, so it doesn't just fall apart. Yeah. Okay, and then, yeah, although here I like the dots in the middles, but I went a bit overboard on a few of them. They were a little bit too far spread out, but instead of cutting them off and starting over, I was like, well, let me peel some in. Still looks good, but not the best. Also, another thing, see, I'm making the hanger for the the lantern to hold up and hold the candle. And I remember that one of the things I was doing different about this one, some of the ones I have are too skinny for the yogurt jars. The yogurt jars I was putting the others in. So I ended up having the voice to there. Anyway, wrap the wire. Oh, good roll on my arm. Yeah, wrap the wire around the candle, see, like this, and then I wrap it around maybe once, maybe twice, and then I go under it, and that's how I close it out. Still, one of the bigger issues I've had so far with any of these, besides, wrapping the wire out, itself with my giant monster hands, is making sure I have the right distance so the candle's not just hanging out the bottom and no light's getting in the parts I want the light to be at anyway. And part of it, I think that loop at the top, the first thing I read, you may do it automatically, and I'm trying to fight it, but you'll think, oh, this is where it stops, but it doesn't. You've got the keychain on the top. That's actually what keeps it from going out to like everything pulling out of the bottle or all the way up. So that's something to think about. Like I'll have to readjust here in a second. Once I get the candle in, I get it good and secured with the wires at the bottom. But then I like look at it here in a minute. It's hanging too low, so I end up twisting the wires to lose some space. But a lot of headache if you take your time and really try to twist to keep it in. Put the keychain on right at the bottom. But yeah, you'll see. Right there. I don't really show it. It's hanging way too low. But what I do on this one is I just take my needle nose pliers and twist the arms a bit. That really pulls it up. See? Yeah. Adds a bit of an almost decorative touch that you won't really see. And there we go. We're done. All right. Yeah, this one came out really good. Hope you liked watching it. Come back and see us next time. We'll do, more of this, but different. Okay, goodbye.